Are we recording? Yes, good afternoon. So, this afternoon I'm going to discuss with you felting. This is a felting kit. I bought it off eBay. I bought a 4-pack of them for $6. Downside is they're in Japanese. Good side is I know some Japanese. Also, I know how to felt, so watch what you get when you're buying online. It also helps I have a Japanese friend, so she said if I ran into trouble, just take a picture and she'll give me the directions. Anyway, this is just a cheap little standard kit. You're watching me pop it open. In the back here, I have a list of what I should have, which is the felt, the felting needle, the eyes, the keychain, O-ring, I guess you would call it, and the little metal thing. Oh, Sheila's going to be excited with that. What else I need? It says scissors, a ruler, a felting pad. I don't use a felting pad, but I do have one if I need it. Felter's glue, and a anvil or a reamer. That's just kind of to poke a hole in it when you're done, but we'll see how it works without that. And as I said, my directions are in Japanese, but they're picture directions, so it's pretty easy to follow. And we're going to do needle felting first. Later we will discuss wet felting. I have to go get my special bottle of soap for that. But for now, we're going to learn about needle felting. And we're going to make well, we're probably not going to make the whole reindeer right this minute, but we'll do a couple videos and try to get this little cute reindeer dude done. Alright, so I'm going to put my directions on my computer. Sorry for the messes. I'm in the middle of making Sheila's birthday party things. Alright, so we have our felt. We have the yellow, or the beige for the body. The dark brown for the antlers, and I'm trying not to drop the different kinds or accessories that we don't need yet. And I'm just making sure I keep the colors separate. Now I see some red in here, which is not what I want, so I'm going to pick that out. You don't need to buy a kit to do felting. Once you understand what you're doing, you can just freelance felt it. There's all sorts of wonderful, inexpensive books online. And even a lot of free patterns, especially if you go to like Pinterest. Okay, this needle is mega sharp and it is barbed. I don't know if you can see the little barbs on it, but I don't want to touch from here down. Now if I'm felting with an inexperienced felter, I will often put a small piece of duct tape or electrical tape at this point and tell them keep your fingers on this side. You can also buy felting handles where you would be holding up here further, and that would be easier, but pretty much don't touch down there. It's sharper than a fishing hook. I'm not sure what gauge they gave me or if these things tell. If they do, it's in Japanese, so. Alright, anyway, we need, for this little reindeer, pretty much, for its head, we're going to need a round ball. So, since this is straight, I'm going to roll it out flat without losing my needle. And I need to divide it into feet. Do reindeers have tails? Is that what it's showing me? Oh no, that's an ear. Okay, so I need 4 feet, 2 ears, a body, and a tail. Alright, so that should cover feet. 1 set of feet. 2 set of feet. Ears are very tiny. Now I can divide the rest. Obviously, they have its head bigger than its body, so I'm going to go with the same idea. I'm going to kind of take over just over half of what's left, feel which half is heavier. Now, the body is going to be the easiest to demonstrate. So with the body, I'm going to want to flatten this out as much as I can, start at one side, and pretty much roll. really don't want it quite. You want it about as wide as you want it, and we're just going to roll it into a tube. And you want to roll it as tight as you can get it, and it doesn't matter if it's fluffy on the edges. You'll see why in a minute. So here I have, I've rolled it. I can even roll it in my hands to help it, try to help it hold shape. And this is a project or a hobby that takes a lot of time. Now, you're going to be poking at yourself, so I like to put my finger right on the edge, and very carefully, they do make needle felting finger covers. Sorry for my finger that sticks up, it doesn't work right. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to, at an angle, poke your loose end in, and the more you poke it, the faster it goes. The idea is that you're mixing the fibers. It's wool, you're working with wool felt or wool rovings. And the idea behind felting is that you take the raw wool, which is what we have here, and you mash, ouch, I stabbed myself. See, you gotta be careful. You blend the fibers to hold together. You can actually make sheets of your own felt for projects doing this. You would want to have a handle that had, say, 8 to 10 needles on it, because it does take a long time. Take your time, go slow, don't injure yourself. Once you secure your loose end, and I don't know if you can see already, the raw end is still fluffy, but where I've been poking, you can see some of the needle marks and how it's already heavier and not as fluffy. It's a much denser. Now on your ends, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold over your raw edges, and you can stab into your computer. It won't hurt anything. It will not damage my computer. I'm not going that hard. And I'm just going back and forth. I don't want to stab in the same place because it'll make a flat mark. And since our little guy is three-dimensional, we don't want him flat. But the idea is that we are trying to catch all these loose fibers and tuck them into the middle. When you get to the ends, you stick it like in this direction, and you poke. And then you make sure you're not poking yourself. Like I said, they make leather finger protectors, they make thick foam pads. The pads will break down and lose pieces if you use them enough. I don't really care for the pad. As you see, I'm going around, I'm turning it. I'm trying to get it into the shape of a tubular body that, according to my directions, should be 2 centimeters tall. I don't know if I have a ruler here, and if I do, I don't know if it has centimeters on it. I don't know if you can see how the end that I'm poking is less fluffy than the end. That's the end I haven't poked. And then here's the end that I poked. And the idea is that you don't want to see that swirl. You see how you can see my swirl here? Where this end, it's less swirly. So take your time, poke it, poke it, poke it. It's going to take a lot of poking. This is going to take me a couple hours, so you'll probably get this video in sections. Dry felting or needle felting does take a lot of time, and I do find it relaxing. It's nothing you want to do when you're in a hurry. So I will stop this and I will turn this back on in, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. Maybe I'll do a stop motion, or not a stop motion, a time lapse, because this would work well. This is going to take me a long time. Alright, peace out.